It started as a downtown block party back in 2012 and has since become a massive 100% female-fronted musical lineup of epic proportions. And it's not just about the music. The Ladybug Festival in Milford also focuses on empowering the female voice and celebrating diversity in the genre. And we've got a special preview. Joining us via Zoom is the frontwoman of Rose Cora Perry and The Truth Untold. This is Rose Cora Perry, and she is joining us from Canada. Rose Cora Perry, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And we're super excited to be taking part in Milford's Ladybug Festival. We are the only Canadians on this year's bill, so we are hoping to do justice in representing rock and roll in Canada.
Yeah,
Very excited to take part.
What's that like to be the only Canadian band in the festival?
Well, I mean, I think it goes without saying it's always a double-edged sword. I mean, obviously, we're tremendously honored that we were selected among, which I can only imagine, multiple submissions. So it's a pretty huge honor and a privilege to be able to be coming on down from Canada to represent. But at the same time, I'm sure there's probably going to be high expectations. So hoping that people dig what we've got to do rock and roll wise, and just really excited about this event all around and being able to check out some other incredible female-fronted and women acts. For sure.
So give us a little bit of background on your band.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit of a journey as far as kind of where we got and where we came from. So I actually started out as a classically trained vocalist. I trained in Broadway and jazz and classical and opera, you know, starting around the age of 4. And then I became a songwriter at age 7, believe it or not.
Wow.
Taught myself to play guitar. And essentially what had ended up happening along the way, as I tried different things, I wanted to really try to find myself as a vocalist, but I kept kind of being pulled back to sort of my classical roots and my classical stylings at the same time as having this incredible love of distortion and really loud rock and roll music. So I had to inevitably find a way to marry up those two genres, hence The Truth Untold was born. So I had released my most recent solo album in 2016. I wanted a backing band. I wanted to still have that hard-hitting front woman, you know, rock and roll kind of appearance and sensibility, but I didn't want to lose my vocals, and I wanted to keep the melodies pretty so that they were more accessible and people were listening to what I had to say. So I formed a band with my spouse, who's my drummer, Tyler Randall, and then joining us live on bass and backing vocals is the incredible Jesse Tainton. So we're a rock and roll trio 3-piece, and it's pretty, but it's loud.
I like it.
I can describe it.
I like it. So you have a new single. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it goes without saying the last couple of years have been pretty darn devastating, to say the least, on people in a variety of ways, particularly those within artistic disciplines, because our venue, our performance, that was all kind of ripped away from us. And so a lot of us found ourselves, you know, kind of not feeling necessarily motivated to make music because there was no audience that we could perform to in a real way. There's a distinct difference between being on stage and connecting with people and just having like that beautiful musical experience versus trying to have that same sort of level of human interaction through a Zoom interview, for example. It's not quite the same. So with everything that was going on in the pandemic, I was really inspired to write our single, Not My Time, which essentially the message behind it is it's not your time. It's not your time to die, whether I mean that literally or psychologically, and it's not your time to give up on each other. We all kind of went through this shared human experience, and I'm trying to send out a message of hope. So that's the message. As far as the impact, we had over 50 radio stations across North America pick up our single, which is basically an unheard thing for a shoestring budget and an independent, non-represented band, and over 100,000 views on YouTube. So we are so incredibly thankful that we kind of came back with a punch, and super excited to be releasing new material at the end of this year in hopes of an even bigger tour come 2024.
Ooh, something to look forward to. So with the Ladybug Music Festival coming up, when can we see you play?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are playing this Saturday, September the 30th. We are hitting the stage at 7 p.m. We are rocking the North Walnut Street stage, and super excited about that. And of course, it's free. All ages are welcome, and we hope to see you there so we can rock your socks.
I love it. Rosa Cora Perry with the band Truth Untold. Thank you so much for joining us and looking forward to seeing you Saturday night.
Thank you so much for having me. It was truly a pleasure. And if anybody wants to learn more about my band, check out our official website. It's just Rose like the flower, Cora, C-O-R-A, Perry like Joe Perry from Aerosmith.com.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Stick around. DelmarvaLife will be right back.